welcome, and welcome to my first video, I guess, to Ace Attorney Miles Edgeworth Investigations. I already played the first 3 games of Ace Attorney, and today we're gonna start with this one, I guess. So let's do it. We're gonna start with the first episode. Let's see what it's gonna be. I'm really excited to see, since it's Edgeworth. What nice music. To make sure the defendant is found guilty. What other choice do I have? That's the job of a prosecutor, after all. That may be true, but why? Why go this far? Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough, but a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. No matter what the cost. Oh damn, was it just Edgeworth's work office? Okay, interesting. I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. Always have been, always will be. Oh my god. This is shocking right now. Also excuse me maybe for the blackening of the screen. I am recording on my phone, so I'm sorry. Edgeworth! It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office and keeping it clean. Gumshoe always does the best work. Gumshoe, wifey. He's cool. The door is unlocked. Detective Gumshoe? What's the smell? It's very familiar. Blood? Oh, that change of music! Oh my god. What the? What's the meaning of this? Well, I would like to know too. Freeze. No way! No way! Identify yourself. Shut up. Oh, the disrespect. He's disrespecting Edgeworth. That says a lot, okay? That says a lot. You've got some nerve committing murder in a prosecutor's office. Is that a threat? Yes. Let me take one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. He made it very clear, I guess. Oh my god. And I think the music is a bit loud. I will turn it off a little bit later. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrust into some multitude of cases in some very frantic and busy days. Oh! Can I already investigate? Or how this investigation works? Oh, the music suddenly changes, okay. I finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well. Please continue the investigation. Yes, sir. That's fun. I cannot read that fast. Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Are you okay, sir? He's the coolest. Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. When I heard that a murder had taken place in your office, I ran up straight away. This is Dick Gumshoe. He's a detective of the local precinct. And the one that assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. You're looking a little pale. Sir, are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine. However... Ah, look! What they did to your office, it's totally trashed! I'll say, the carpet's solely a flow of dirt rather well. No one gets away with tracking mud into my office. Wow, sounds like you're getting really burned up over this whole thing! This crime was committed in my office, so it's my responsibility to solve it. True. Oh! That's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating. Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. Oh, that music is cool. Oh, that music, that has flair. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, and if we find the truth. So we'll keep any leads and information we find etched in the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that pique my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office? Oh, crime scene. Okay, cool. Logic, interesting. I get the nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in mind. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really. Especially because of this. The key to your office? Interesting. The murderer had the key or what? What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you. Logic? He does not know logic! By finding the connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. That is the end result of using logic. So how do you use it? First, I recall information through the logic button and then connect them together. Now, to touch the logic button and recall the facts. Okay, cool. I guess these are the facts I should connect since there are only two. Is it really coincidence that the murder took place in my office? And for security reasons, this office door has a lock built into it. Okay. Let's connect it. For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks. Which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as mere coincidence. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir! There must have been a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? Yeah, the killer's goal is interesting, actually. Why did she want to go into the office? You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir. Yes, well, when you follow leads to the conclusion, only the truth remains. Well, you weren't like that in the first 3 games, I guess. Well, in the first you weren't like that, in the third and second you were. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well. But if I think carefully before piecing leads together, the logic should flow. Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir! That's funny. Investigation beginning, yay! The basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir. I know that, and when I want to examine something, I simply touch the examine button. Oh, and if you ever feel lost and want to talk, just touch the partner button, okay? I'll give you great, precise advice as an ace investigator, sir. Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. Can I move now? I can move, y'all! Hey, that's cool. That's cool. Let's talk with Gumshoe first. Does he know something? You called, sir? Oh, yes, he knows. Is there anything you noticed that you'd like to share, Detective Gumshoe? Just that I rushed over here as soon as I heard there was a murder in your office, sir. The investigation's just gotten started, so I guess there's not much else to say. So, we're the one that found the body, Mr. Edgeworth. Unfortunately, upon my return, I found my office door to be unlocked. And what awaited me inside was this whole messy affair. Ouch, that's rough. Even though I left security of this room to a certain detective. Sorry, sir. That's kind of cute. I love their relationship as friends or partners, I guess. Like partner in crime, partner in work, I guess. I assume you understand now how to conduct investigations, Detective Gumshoe. Of course, sir. Examine things by pointing to them and then touching the examine it button. By checking various things out, we gather evidence and information. You can see the evidence we have collected by touching the organizer button. For information and leads, it's the logic button. That's it. Great job, sir. Deductive reasonable is the way to go. It's called deductive reasoning, detective. Clearly something you lack. Oh my god. Oh, we have evidence. Prosecutor's badge. Proof of my profession. However, I prefer to keep it in my pocket. Cool. Okay, let's examine all of it. Oh, he's following me. Cool. Where do we start? Let's start with the body. They finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest until I've suspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Oh, okay, cool. I can point it out. Cool. Let's see here. There's blood all over his lower abdominal area. It looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir. In other words, he was shot. Yep. And until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. Okay, cool. Are you going to be okay with keeping track of the evidence we find, sir? Of course. This is the safest way I know to keep track of it all. Alright, if you say so. I keep it only evidence I find either in or with my organizer. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have but to touch the organizer button. But the organizer isn't only for evidence. I keep people's profiles on hand into. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. Let's check it out then. Bullet were clean through the victim's abdomen. The body was found at around 2:05 a.m. Interesting. Okay, cool. Well, it's not so cool, but the victim in this case, what was killed in my office? We don't even know who he is, right? So that's a problem. Let's see here. There's blood all over. Oh. Well, it's basically the same. Yeah. Okay. Cool. It's again the same thing. That's not cool. Okay. What do we have here? Hey, I think I've seen one of these before. It's a police badge, detective. Oh, hey, I have the exact same thing, actually. What a coin kidding. Let's take a look inside. Mr. Buddy Faith. It would appear that our victim was a detective, just like you. That's quite a piece of information, I guess. Our files are all over the floor, sir. They probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. Oh, and I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, this just rendered all the time and effort I put in pointless. I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room. Well, I watered the flowers every day just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I'd come and clean this place until it sparkles. Does he have a life? No, he does not, such as a salary. He does not have a salary too. I don't believe it! I packed those files on the shelf so tight. And they don't even have an earthquake could make them fall off, but just look at them. At this rate, the rest of the files won't be able to withstand an earthquake at all. A problem to be sure. Well, once the investigation is over, we'll put the bag up on the shelf. Oh, it's the same, okay. Can we even investigate something? Okay, cool. Ouch, they even knocked over your chess set! I had it all set up ready for you when you got back. I figured we could play a few games. I had no idea we're interested in chess. I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'll give chess a try. In that case, I suppose I can set some time aside after we solve this case. Though I don't accept the game to test my mental acuity much. Oh, the gun. What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? If so, it would mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of the gun here. I think I've seen one of these before. Care to enlighten me as to where? Oh, I know! I was issued the exact same model, I think. Detective. I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. But now that I think about it, and you do see them all around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much, except in emergency, so that's why I don't recognize it. So it's the same type of revolver as the one used by the precinct's detective. Interesting. I seem to guarantee it a few pieces of permanent information. Now to calmly use logic and figure out if any of them are connected to each other. Well, we're gonna do it later after we examine everything I could find, I guess. Because, well, there's a lot still. Watch out for the teacup fragments there, sir. The killer's going to pay, this tea set. Yikes, you're really mad over this. This tea set is very dear to my heart and can only be bought in England. It costs more than your whole month's paycheck. What? No, I feel like the killer wasted one of my monthly paycheck. Okay, that's kind of funny. Is it again the glass? Yeah, it's again the glass. Okay. I thought it would be something different. It's hard to aim a bit. I don't know if it's just me who thinks that way, but it's been a while since I've ever sat at that desk. Oh, how I've missed you. It's so tidy that it looks never newer than when I first bought it. Oh yeah, that thing's so polished that it makes mirrors jealous. Don't tell me you had no other work the entire time I was away, detective. My job is to protect your office, sir. And you did such a good job protecting it that a murder occurred in it. That's harsh, sir. I had to admit the desk has never looked better, so I guess I can't dock this pay. I can't dock his pay. Well, that would be actually pretty mean if you cut the salary again, so... Oh, it's your trophy! The, Knights of Prosecutor, right? King of Prosecutors. And it's not a trophy, it's a shield. They only sent this to the winning prosecutor, right? Yes, but I have no interest in the perceived worth of other people. As to my own worth, that is something only I can determine for myself. But that's so slick, sir. I'm gonna have to try saying that sometime. Unfortunately for him, his monetary worth is tied directly to his worth to me. Oh, that's mean to say so. That's mean. Well, it's a good thing my Steel Samurai doll was spared any harm. Steel Samurai, he's a fan, y'all. Speaking of which, I still haven't actually sat down and watched any of that show. What's it about again? Well, I don't know much about it myself, but the hero of the Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo-Old Tokyo, is the Steel Samurai, and his goal is to defeat the evil magistrate. It's a show geared towards kids. However, its high production values and retrieving clutch draws in a number of adults as well. Spin-offs like Pink Princess Warrior of Little Old Tokyo and the Nickel Samurai, along with the deluge of merchandise and even a few stage shows, give its presence. You sure know a lot. Are you sure you are not some sort of rabid fanboy? Of course not. Anyone that keeps up with society knows at least this much. And that conversation lasted longer than expected. Let us return to the investigation. He's a fanboy, y'all. Is this yet another batch of fresh flowers? The ones that come off with a card attached every month like clockwork for you. Yep. Speaking of that, let's see what's on the card this month, sir. All will be resolved. Wendy. Oh no, it's that woman. Oh, Miss Irony. How painful are the thoughts. Wendy, isn't that the name of that old lady with the whiny voice that stalk? That's enough, detective. You need not remind me further. How is it coming along? Please, I need absolute silence. Fingerprints lifting is a delicate art. Well, I never. I can't move. Help. I hope we can solve this case quickly. I'd like to return to relaxing on a sofa. That thing's looking a billion times softer than my mattress at home. Can I sit on it too? Just for a little while, sir? Detective Gumshoe, you know I can't allow that. Until this case is solved, neither of us has time to spare, let alone rest. You're right, sir. I'm gonna work hard and be a real chopper to the end. Even once this case is over, I don't think he can afford to take any time off. Can't I... No, I can't examine it, sadly, okay. Do you have anything to report? Sir, yes, sir. Nothing out of the ordinary right now, sir. And yet, there's something out of the ordinary right in front of my eyes. Talk about the contradiction. Something's out of the ordinary, huh? I should look around a bit more. Okay, cool. I think we have found anything, right? Logic. Let's go. The killer's goal. Why does it happen in my office? What was the killer after? Victim was a detective. According to his badge and ID, Buddy Fade was a precinct detective. Signs of a struggle. My files are a mess, pointing to a struggle between the victim and the killer. Revolver found at the crime scene is the same model as those used by precinct detectives. Maybe I should connect those two. Does that make sense? Yes, it does! The revolver, the standard model used by detectives. Could it have belonged to our recently departed? Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time? Yes, sir! On it now, sir! Excuse me, Paul. Let's see what we got there. Mr. Edgeworth, sir! This guy's wearing a gun's holster. So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. Okay, that says a lot. They really had a fight or stuff. Let's see, what else can we find out about this revolver? As I always say, you've gotta look really carefully at each piece of evidence, and you can use the scroll wheels to rotate an object. There's no such thing as a bad angle. Use the slide bar to zoom in out and get at the nitty gritty. That sounds fun. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, I can examine the bullets. It looks like only one round was fired from this. Oh, wow, so the killer killed the Wick with just one shot after wresting the gun from him? Sounds like the guy knew how to handle the gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? We have no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility. I guess this is all about what we're going to find out. We should send the body to out... Okay. Why, oh why? How could this have happened to a guy like you? Are you alright? Don't touch me! Leave me alone! Just let it be! Okay, he's kind of interesting. Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. The body? The body? Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh. Look at him. Jim looks he's just turned in for the night. Sure, just in a bloodstained suit, Paul. Oh, he's crying. Isn't he the murderer? Where are my manners? You are the murderer! Well, you don't have any. Aren't you that prosecutor? Why, yes, I am. I'm Jacques Portsman, prosecutor. Jim here was my partner in crime bursting. I am Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I am also a prosecutor. Detective Gumshoe, sir. So you're Miles Edgeworth? I guess this is your office? Yes, that is correct. Then it was you! You're the one who killed Jim! Hey, don't go around jumping to conclusions, Paul. Just calm down, okay? I will not. I know how things work around here. High prosecutor's office all have locks built into them. And only the owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on a business trip this whole time, Paul. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? So the only one who could have in here was me. Wait, that means... I'm not sure what that means. So it was you then! You're Jim's killer! No way, Paul, you've got it all wrong. Dude, Portsman, you are the killer? That is the lowest thing I've ever seen. Everyone calm down. Mr. Portsman, correct? If you are a real prosecutor, you should know to stay collected. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions? Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You sure are one cool customer though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. Oh no, I skipped! You're something of a legend, you know. Anyway, let's call it truce and work together, okay? Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal? A pleasure to work with you. He just knows something is wrong. You can't prove me wrong. You guys are conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on then. It's your room after all. Thank you, I intend to. I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there, sir. I want you to capture this scene to film for me. My final farewell to my partner Jim. Oh my god, he's so cringe. I can't believe that. I should probably give them some space. He's making pictures of him with a corpse of his friend who he murdered to pretend he's saying farewell. What is that? That's some fucked us bullshit. Wow, that's some messed up. That's really messed up. That's a messed up story you have. Mr. Portsman, a word if I may. Jim, I swear I'll find your killer and bring them to justice. You wait and see. It will be for the both of us. No, then you wanted to talk with me about something? No. That's alright. I feel like I've interrupting their conversation. Hell god. You should go to jail if you want to get justice. Is it again the sofa? I don't want to examine the sofa. Oh, help. Oh, yeah. Ah, your jacket, sir! What is it doing on the floor? Wasn't this the jacket he debuted in as a prosecutor, where he had his first case? I guess so. It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing a round. So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well? They dared to shoot the ultra special jacket that you made your prosecutorial debut in. Yes, it was a jacket, okay. What if they had shot through it? It would have been a disaster. It's not worth getting worked up over, detective. Not when there's something more there. Huh? Like what? I take it you haven't noticed it yet, detective. There is a giant contradiction right here in front of us. Really? Did I say contradiction? He must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him. Oh, he remembers Phoenix! Cool. But I have my own methods, and I will conduct this investigation my way. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. First, I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. Isn't it the bullet scene? Yeah. This is it. The bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should touch the deduce button with conviction. And when I have found the significant groove to the contradiction, I present it. This is how I do things. Oh, one bullet was shot. Yeah, that does not make sense. Eureka. That's funny. Objection, Eureka. Okay, that's cool. This bullet hole is the contradiction. What do you mean, sir? It's elementary. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first fell the victim. and the second felt this frame. Hey, that's right! However, this gun was only fired once. Hey, that's true too! Which means that one of these bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight? Okay, interesting. By the way, I noticed something, sir. Yes. Oh, what's that thing sticking out from behind the frame? Oh, that. It's a secret safe. A secret safe? Oh, I smell money! Oh, spare us the trouble and just say nothing like that. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you could kindly move this train out of the way. Roger that. I would smell money too. Itch, itch. Talk about dusty. I suppose that what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while. I had no idea there was a secret safe here. Or just a safe. There was a safe here, although I have kept it and clean for you, sir. So, what did you put in this? It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one. Really? I had no idea. Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence. So, what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth? Right now, nothing. We only use that to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session. That's it? Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams. Interesting. And it looks like somebody touched it because it's like a bit dirty. Or no, the dust is just wiped off, right? So it's not dirty anymore, it's clean. It's clean, right? So... No, this is odd. You found something, sir? This keypad. Don't you think it's a bit too clean? Yes. Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself. You there, the forensic scientist. Yes, sir. Could you please dust this area for fingerprints? Yeah, got it, sir. I couldn't find, let alone lift a fingerprint. Looks like it was wiped down well. Interesting. So somebody was going for the safe to find some, like, files from a case, I guess. From which one is the question. As I thought. It appears that logic is the only way around the setback. Time to rationally and calmly play connect the dots and the information we have. Okay then, let's do that. We have the killer goals still. Wiped fingerprints. All of the fingerprints on this have been wiped clean off. No, that we already had that one. Another handgun. Other than the victim's gun that I found, could there be another gun in the play here? I think we can connect the killer's goal and the wiped fingerprints, because I think he was after the file, I guess. That would make sense, right? Yes, it makes sense. Cool. I believe I figured out what the murder was after. Well, what was it, sir? The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit motive for breaking and entering theft. I believe. He wanted to steal something? Really? Is it all? I wonder if knowing that the motive behind the break-in was theft changes what the other pieces of information can tell me about this crime. Motive theft? Question mark. The culprit tried to open my safe. Was the killer's motive in theft? Maybe he wasn't even a fight. Maybe he just searched for something. Maybe he searched for something. Maybe he searched for his file or stuff. Is it that? Yes, it is it. Whoa, wow, cool. There's a possibility that the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer. Oh, you mean like it could be from the killer tried to find something, sir? Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen. Yes, sir. I'm gonna shelf files like you've never seen before, even at the library. Sure, let's give it a try. Why do all the good ones always die young? Surely you must have pondered that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how much we lament, the death will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth. And so what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? Arresting you. It's just maybe a thing, but we should arrest you for the first thing we should do, okay? First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful places. No, first we arrest you. You got it. Here, let me help. So this file goes here, and that book goes here. You sure know a lot about where the things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, Paul. Okay, done. Oh dear lord. A file got shot? It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here. Ugh, the bloodstains on the bookshelf are so fresh. I suppose that the victim was killed in the standing position, hence the prints on the shelf. And then the guy fell onto the floor, right? The blood on the floor is kinda grossing me out. Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now. But you know I'm not good with blood, sir. I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture. Gumshoe, if you are not good with blood, why are you even becoming detective? And I think the thing which is not good is shooting here. So this is where the bullet lodged itself after it went for the victim, huh? For the bullet were to be lodged squarely in the file spine, indicates that the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred. When I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way. Wait a minute. When he was killed while he stands, right? Why is the hole in here down there? That does not make any sense. Is the spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Good question. Next question. Yes. There's a clearly contradiction there with a bullet hole. Oh, what do you mean, sir? You don't see? Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up. But what if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down, sir? That would be illogical. The victim leaned against the shelf here after being shot, which suggests that he was standing when he was shot. Then, that means... Wait, what does that mean, sir? It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. And it was from the mistake that our current contradiction was born. What is this faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet hole position? Position of the body, position of handprint, the order of the files. The order of the files, right? I believe the order of the files was a bit off. You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually, I think the labels on the files are wrong, sir. Oh. Yeah, you see here? Here how the files that were being shot with the murder O? What are those doing all the way down here? 1, 2, and 3? That's really weird. Actually, the way they're organized now is the correct order. They're exactly as I see them in my mind's eye. But the numbers are all out of order. Those white binders are special, so they are arranged a little differently. But from this, we know that they are files we are not in this order when the crime occurred. Aha, so that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did, detective. Let's rearrange the files in a numerical order and see what we find out. Now the picture makes sense. Do you think it'd be okay to prop the body back up to how it was before it was moved? They finished progressing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. If you please, Detective Gumshoe. Oh my god, Jesus. As I suspected. The bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Faith. and then put the files back in numerical order, I guess. Exactly, and then proceeded to shoot the victim. But why would someone kill a man and then look through your files on one more time? Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown into disarray twice, once before and once after the crime, but why? Good question. I would like to know too. Now the crime scene is as it was at the time of the murder. Time to give it another look. I see something down here which is really interesting. This is... Oh, what is that? Why does it says gumshoe on there in blood? I'd say it's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicating of criminal activity indeed. No, wait, there's gotta be some mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me. Say something, sir. It appears that one of my files was stolen. Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation? Is that what the killer was really after? Stolen file. Interesting. Why is he accusing Gumshoe? The person would know that Gumshoe's cleaning the room, so that he would have the only key. He's the only one who has the key to the room, right? So he would know that. That's kind of creepy. Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end, and the most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. If you are going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jim's words, they are more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it. I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude, and there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you going to do? What I always do in court. I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with the technique. Oh, how do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir? Might as well. Alright, first I'll listen to the witness testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open the organizer and present the piece of contradictionary evidence. To present something, I simply touch the present button and that's old news. But it's not like there's gonna be a flaw in the testimony every time, right? Correct, and at those times I need to press the witness by touching the press button. Sometimes by pressing, I can draw out new information and or modify testimony. I think I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique out during investigations too. Very well. I'll even show you how it's done. Now watch carefully. Oh, cool. We're gonna go for the Phoenix Stride. Nice. Mr. Poisman's logic. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Further, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be by his final words that you'll be brought to justice. Interesting. You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer. I can hear Jim's voice and he's calling for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There's no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find the flaw in this man's logic and expose it with credible evidence. Okay. I need to go through my evidence. What do you have in store? Not much. Let's press him.
Hold it!
We press him all the way down. You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask. What is it? Why do you call the victim Jim? When clearly his name is Buddy Vape. Oh! I haven't noticed that yet. He's calling it wrong. Lel. Isn't it obvious? Jim is the perfect name for my companion. Well, but it's not his name. Jack and Jim. Don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jam? But Jim isn't even close to this guy's real name. Well, Jack and Buddy just sounds off somehow. Well, but you can't change his name. What the fuck? He's so weird. Holy crap. Besides, he was the third of a bunch of guys I decided to nickname Jim. He talks about the victim like he was his pet. But wasn't theft committed? Objection! No, but it is. But it happened. But something was stolen. Okay, we just press him again. Hope we find something. Do you really think it was necessary to just help from my shelf twice to do that? That's true. Okay, then maybe his real intent was theft. Hey, are you accusing me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth? This is a possibility. Maybe your salary's been cut so much that your life is getting a little too rough to handle. Well, actually, that could be a good reasoning. I'll have you know that I eat 3 square meals every day, Paul. Okay, so all of them free happen to be instant noodles, but poor thing. What an evil prosecutor you were paired up with. And what a motive, no? I agree. The motive is sitting quite well. Hold it. And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing? Because the body was getting in his way. He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway... Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? The body was covering it quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how you missed it. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for your detective to miss something. Who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, Paul. There's a lot a person can understand but never from the first impression alone. I can say I disagree with him on that point. Oh, why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it with evidence. I couldn't ask for a better setup. For the game's finished Spike. Is he a volleyball player? I guess I should present it here. Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, that there is a serious flaw in your logic. Ooh, bringing a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. Oh, what are you talking about? Oh, you are joking, I get it. If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If you may, I direct your attention to the missing file. What? That's impossible! What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing. The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. Oh, he wrote it down, but the file is stolen, so of course the murderer knew that it was written down. Okay, that's weird. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spine. It's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters is the detective's name, where the file should be is proof. Yeah, I mean the S is gone and there's only half of the H. If Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case, I hardly doubt that even he could overlook his own names written in blood on the file, especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. Which means, what exactly? What does that mean, this dying message? It makes the work of a criminal intent on tampering of the crime scene. That's so low! I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir. Yeah, that's cruel. There are so many crimes pinned on Gumshoe. I'm gonna get him, sir. You'll see I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time. Well, Mr. Postman. Brilliant, absolutely splendid. Logic deserving of Olympic gold. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. Meh, you win some and you lose some. That's how life goes. Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. But you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up, however. What is this time? What, are you still after me, Paul? Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me. But Mr. Edgeworth has just proved that I'm innocent, Paul. Okay, dude. That's absolutely right. And I acknowledge your innocence. Then why do I sense that you still have something to say? Okay. He's kind of extra. Well, I was thinking, did you know there's one other person with a key to this office? One other person? Hey, you there! Yes, sir. What is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort the lovely young lady here for me? A lady? That girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Security? Did you say security? No, stop it, Paul. Don't! What's wrong with him all of a sudden? I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon Mrs. Maggie Birdie, a member of security. Oh no, she was once accused of like murder, wasn't it? Maggie! Mrs. Birdie is the security's guard on watch tonight. I see, and your point is? My point is that she could have very well have used it. And by it I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building. What? If you are not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Mrs. Birdie. How dare you! I would never sneak into someone's room. That's right. I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, Paul. It was me. That's right. I did it. Can we take that as a confession, Detective? Well, it wasn't really me, but it wasn't definitely Maggie, Paul. So yeah, it was me. If it was, you had no problems with that, right? Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. That girl's the only one who could have committed the crime, and for one simple reason. Reason for suspicion. It's pretty obvious that Mrs. Birdie snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Mrs. Birdie as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more portable that she was the one who faked the dying message. Okay, he's really motivated with that thing. He just wants to snitch the murder on somebody else, which is really interesting. Why are you doing such cruel things, especially to Gumshoe? So you're saying she used the master key? Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. And that was then, this is now. The flow of good match always changes during a rally. This is all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for a fleet like me. I wonder if there was anyone else other than Mrs. Buddy who could use the master key. It seems that the only way to get Mr. Portsman to get me more details is to press him. Okay, let's go!
Hold it!
Are you sure Mrs. Buddy is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she is. Isn't that right, Mrs. Buddy? That's, true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean? Yes, moving on. I'd hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. Oh, what do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, Paul. But you can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time. Should I hear Mrs. Buddy out? Of course, we ask for more details. Not so fast. I'm interested in hearing what Mrs. Buddy has to say. Didn't I just said I'd be a waste of time? We didn't need to hear her lies. It'll be the judge of that. Mrs. Buddy, if you please. I discovered that the master key was missing at around 1 AM, sir. What do you mean by missing? As it wasn't where in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Mr. Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you? I can't believe that someone like you would have taken in such words. I'm not lying, sir.
Objection!
If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now. I don't know. I don't quite know. I just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. A likely story. And where is your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you want to forget. You just forgot where you put it and then found it again. I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. Yeah, Paul, trust me, you don't want to test just how bad her luck is. Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. But you still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. Her motive? Didn't we already establish that it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried to save. It is, as Mr. Portsman says, detective. I can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards the motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. Actually, do we have something to present? I concur that the culprit's motive appears to have been thievery, however. Glad to hear that the great Miles Edgeworth is in agreement with the little old me. However, with regards to investigation of the bookshelves in the safe, hey, good thinking asking for my opinion on the matter. Would it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence?
Hold it!
I thought we have established Detective Gunshoe's innocent pretty thoroughly. It was just a theory, one of the bases among the many possibilities. I mean, I had my doubts about Mrs. Birdie from the very beginning. If that's the case, then why didn't you mention her first? No, don't make that face. See, there goes the proof running the other way. Let's pick up the pace and see what we can't catch up to. I don't think you're catching my drift. But we are in agreement that the detective isn't the killer, right? If so, then I hope you understand when I say, you are the killer! That's it, she's the only one who could have opened your office door. Then that leaves only Mrs. Buddy as our prime suspect. From the messed up shelves to the weapon. It's a thievery. I don't know what to do. Help! I think I'll press a bit more to understand the situation.
Hold it!
Don't you think it's a bit early to jump to conclusions? Are you saying there's no way to open the door other than with the master key? Oh, I get it. Perhaps you had a spare made for someone else? I'll have you know, I have never made a spare, so what are you insinuating? Nothing. I guess I should have known better than to suggest that someone like you would. Oh, interesting.
Hold it!
Is there anyone in this district who hasn't at least heard of this Detective Gunshoe? Good point. He's practically a celebrity among prosecutors. Really? I never knew I was so talked about, sir. We're holding our collective breaths, you know. For when you screw up so badly that you're literally chased off the force. Oh wait, what? Is that true, Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, of course not. That's hogwash. Don't scare me like that. I almost had a heart attack there. Oh, he's so cute.
Hold it!
By dying message, you mean the bloody letters to spell out Gumshoe? I figured that whoever wrote this name must have wanted to frame him. And just the act of choosing his name to prove enough that the two knew each other well. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and present some evidence. I would love to. But first, we should listen a bit more and digest what we are saying, and press for more information. They already pressed that one. I concur that. Oh yeah. I think it's something with theft though. From messing with shelves to the wiped down safe. I'd say it's thievery. Oh yeah, she couldn't known about the prosecutors. She couldn't known about the prosecutor's safe, right? Alright. Do you wish to continue insisting that Mrs. Barty was set on stealing something? Why not? Isn't that the truth after all? It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe. The existence of which is only private to prosecutors. I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was a part of the cunning plan. But she could have found it by the accident when she was turning everything else upside down. I hardly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelves and the safes were targeted. Yeah, even if I don't know about the safe, Paul. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. Then are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor? Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. Oh yeah, arrest him! What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? Jesus! What made you? What's with the angry faces all of a sudden? It's all my fault. What do you mean? Is he confessing? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes. What did you just say? We were partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. That's why I told him I filled him in on the secret safes. Then that means... Yeah, I know. I had only just told him too, obviously. It was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it, but the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. No, he's claiming that the victim was a thief. And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Mrs. Maggie Barty. Excuse me? I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession. What the? You are still accusing Maggie of the murders? Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No, I couldn't. I couldn't never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. Plus, even if he was the thief, he wouldn't have key to the office, which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? It was Jim who stole the master key. Ugh! Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be with us here, unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him. Mr. Portman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. He has no honor. No, then I think we are done here. The investigation awaits for no man. Would you please be so kind as to see yourselves out? You can't kick us out! This is Mr. Edgeworth's office. Oh, but I'm the one who has been assigned to this case. You are all suspects to varying degrees and therefore ineligible to run the show. Listen, Paul, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit. Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself. But sir, we have no choice but to accommodate his requests for now. Oh, oops. Haha, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourself from my crime scene, I'll be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portman, we will meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now then, don't disappoint me. You hear?